My name is Marietta Mehanni, and this week's Gymstick tip is an abdominal toning exercise. So it's an abdominal training exercise. So what we're going to start off with is one loop on each foot, add lots of tension on the bands, place the gym stick underneath the elbows and hold the stick firmly against your body. So keeping the feet out in front, knees slightly bent, recline backwards and then come back up. Now the amount of tension that you have on the gym stick will determine how much it helps you. So if you want to make it a little bit harder, you actually take some tension off. So it's a little bit reverse of everything else that we do with gym stick. A couple of things with this particular exercise. If you're an instructor, these are some technical tips that you might like to use. If you keep your back rounded and you go back and forth, what you might notice is your tummy's bulged out. Yes, for some of us this might be just enough, it's just demanding enough, but for a lot of us that might not feel very much. So extend the spine more, so grow in the position and then recline back. And what you might notice is you actually cannot go as far back. It's a lot more effort. Really important that you breathe out as you go back and then breathe in. Think about lifting the pelvic floor as you go back and then come back up again. So this is a lot more demanding. So we perform this particular exercise for 30 seconds or 16 repetitions. Now one little tip here as well for instructors who teach lots of gymstic classes, I don't like to go all the way up. If I go all the way up, I feel like I'm resting quite a bit of the exercise movement pattern. So going back where I can really feel the tension build and then come up and stop just before it completely releases. So I'm actually holding tension through that abdominal wall the entire time. So then we add the bicep curl. So with the bicep curl, your arms are lifted up, and it's important that the arms are lifted, and then you perform the bicep curl to your chin. So unlike the traditional bicep curl where we're going to hold the elbows here and then extend the arms, it would feel silly because your arms are not going to go very far, you're not extending the arms at all, it doesn't feel very effective. Here, holding the elbows up, I maximise on the stretch of the bands, and also my biceps get a much better workout. Shoulders are going to be involved in here, so that long head of the biceps is going to get involved, crosses the shoulder joint, and you'll feel a lot more tension and intensity with this exercise. So we perform this for 30 seconds, or I think this one would be, well, it depends on how slow you do it. So if you go really slow with this exercise, it's actually quite a demanding activity. So it sort of depends on how hard you work. The other thing is make sure the arms fully extend. So you don't just sort of hold your arms there and then come back and bring it all the way in. Fully extend the arms. If you're an instructor, you will need to coach and constantly cue this because people will not fully extend their arms. So after we do that for 30 seconds, left hand goes in the, or right hand goes in the center, doesn't matter. You're going to use the opposite hand to hold the elbow up, and then you're going to perform the same recline action with a bicep curl. Bring the stick all the way in towards the chin. Yeah, this is a tough one. Yep, you've got to try and keep that elbow lifted and also making sure that you're fully extending out that arm. That's the tricky part, extending that arm all the way out and then coming back in again. So we do that for 30 seconds and then we start all over again with the recline, the bicep, and then we do the single arm action on the left hand side. You'll get a really great abdominal and upper body workout with this exercise. And that's this week's Gymstick tip.